What meal traumatized you as a kid? I was forced to eat a mayonnaise sandwich at a sleepover once. It was so disgusting and I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I was done. My father would put raw liver in a juicer and make liver pancakes, no bacon, no onion. Old people jello with nasty chunky stuff of all things in it. Aspic. Not traumatized, just salty, but Mom took my brother and me to a restaurant with another one of her mom friends and her kids, that Mom was really into making kids try new foods. She made me eat a stupid octopus or squid tentacle or something to get dessert, whereas my brother held out until all he had to try was some basically normal piece of cheese. Clearly I didn't know how to be stubborn. Mom had a habit of clearing the fridge of leftovers by tossing everything in a pot and serving it for dinner. The combination was some old spaghetti sauce, not a bad start. Some baked beans kinda weird, but okay. Some leftover tuna noodle casserole getting weirder. Some peas gotta have a vegetable and, I kid you not, the leftover cherry Jell-O. Why, Mom? Why the Jell-O? I still have no idea why it all had to go in a single pot. Oh God. This salad my mom would make that was literally just frozen peas and cheese chunks coated in mayonnaise. I couldn't even be near it without gagging, and they'd then beat me for being disrespectful and ungrateful. Whenever she'd make it I'd start crying and hide under the bed. I was around 5 or 6. Thank Christ she eventually stopped making it. I still hate mayo. To this day even the smell of it makes me physically sick. My grandma knew I hated cantaloupe but my sister loved it, so when we would visit my grandma when we were kids she made me eat a piece of cantaloupe for every piece my sister ate. To this day I do not know why. I fucking hate cantaloupe. Meatloaf. My mom would force me to sit at the table and eat a bland-ass meatloaf with no seasoning whatsoever. My mom was into liver. Hated it. Really gross. My mom would take a package of chicken thighs skin on bone-in, dump it into a pot of boiling water, cook it like that, then serve it up. We were allowed to add salt and pepper after though, don't worry. Edit we're white shocking, though I have learned to not fear the seasonings. It's not at all fun to name and raise a chicken only for it to be served for lunch. Beets. I threw up and haven't been able to look at them since. Boiled fish heads. I went to a wedding where they served oysters but not fresh ones. They were from a jar and then put back into shells. Anyway, I put it in my mouth. I wanted to spit vomit it out. My dad gave me one of those looks death stares, so I had to swallow the snot-like thing. I love seafood but have never been able to eat a fresh oyster since. For some reason, raw spinach. I remember eating it one day as a kid, absolutely hating it, and then I somehow managed to avoid eating it for over a decade. Now I don't mind it at all as an adult. I have no clue what it was that made me hate it so badly. LOL. Tuna casserole, my first hot lunch at school. I puked all over the table. Mexican here, and for me it was his menudo nauseated face. The first time my mom gave it to me I sat at the table for hours crying because I hated the texture and taste of cow stomach. I was 7 and I haven't ate it since. Growing up, family members would try to make me feel bad calling me spoiled for not eating it, and I'll straight just be like I'd rather starve. Pozole is fire though. Fire smiling face. I know that this isn't what OP was asking for, but when I was a kid, my mom never let us eat in front of the TV. For some reason, one evening, she let me eat dinner while watching a movie. The movie? The Elephant Man freaked me out because I was a kid. The dinner? Goulash. I still get weirded out by goulash. Bologna and ketchup on white bread. My babysitter gave it to me for lunch every day until one day I started gagging out of nowhere and haven't been able to have bread and ketchup together since. When I was like 5, my dad made dinner. White rice. Yeah. No, just white rice. Plain. Nothing else. My dad can build a car from scrap metal, spit, and vulgar language. However, his cooking ability when I was young was lacking. He did learn to make some dang good loose meats as time went on. Hot Pockets from the gas station. I completely ate mine and then my sister bit into hers and then she projectile vomited blue everywhere. Her Hot Pocket was moldy on the inside. This meal is called Tote Oma Dead Grandma. It is a meal with blood sausage. Ugh. Everything is terrible about it. Cream of mushroom soup, served as just soup. Hamburger helper. I wasn't allowed to eat strawberries until I ate all the hamburger helper and I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I finished it, so I just sat at the table crying for an hour. Just seeing that glove with its stupid face gives me chills. Liver and okra. Liver because I absolutely hate the taste and texture, and okra because it felt like chewing an endlessly large ball of snot. Chicken nuggets. Got food poisoning off a freezer box of them and realized they tasted about the same coming back up. Wouldn't go near them again until I discovered weed. Not a whole meal, per se, but Vienna sausages canned, I think the only way they come. I was bullied for the smell for bringing them in my lunch. That and hard-boiled eggs. I hate Vienna sausages to this day, but I love soft-boiled hard-boiled eggs. Brussels sprouts. Couldn't leave the table until I ate them. Gagged every bite. Then I just outlasted my stepdad until he got mad and sent me to my room. Egg spaghetti skillet. It was basically an unseasoned mushroom quiche batter poured over cooked spaghetti in a skillet, then baked. My sisters all loved it, so Mom made it all the time. Papaya salad from a Thai native. I like hot food, usually get sweet mango habanero at Buffalo Wild Wings to give you an idea at what I consider pleasurable spicy, but that salad was scalding hot. Never in my life had I had something that hot, nor will I again. I drank so much water, I gave up and just used the faucet to run water over my tongue. Good God, I'll never get over that. Chitlins. It smells like boiled shit. I refuse to eat or walk in a house cooking M. Dear spaghetti, I was expecting beef. Okay, so, hear me out. A PBJ. But the jelly was apricot. Turns out I don't like apricot. It was at a lady's house where my brioche and I went for after-school care, and she had a clean plate rule. I begged her to let me not eat it and I was a fat kid. I genuinely didn't understand why she wouldn't let me skip one sandwich. I wasn't asking to be given something else, but no, I was to finish it. I did, then ran to the bathroom and puked. And, yeah, I was traumatized by being made to eat something that revolted me. Liver. They once served it at kindergarten. I already hated liver. Even the smell of it has always made me sick. I told the teacher I was sick, but the bitch told me to eat up. I ate a tiny bit and vomited all over my plate. She yelled at me that I have to clean it up myself. I think I was 4. I didn't clean it up, instead I cried so she had to clean it. I hope the bitch died a horrible, painful death. She was awful all around, constantly yelled etc. Still hate her. I am still haunted by the huge flat rectangular fake cheese pizza thing they used to give us in elementary school. Just the memory of that horrible smell can give me a headache. Veal scallopini. Absolutely mouth-watering delicious. Until I was told around 7-8 it was baby cow. Never ate it again and still feel guilty. You mean meals? Let's see. The fried rabbit that had been raised in the backyard and I took care of. The alligator. The rattlesnake. Those I did not eat, but I did have some of the deer and wild pig. The traumatizing part came before the meals, when the animals were butchered. I hated green beans as a kid. Sweet potato boiled in salt water. School lunch